As we know, in Borderlands 4, there is a ton of side content in the game to do, especially when it comes to side quests. There is a secret side quest hidden in the game. Now, I'm going to tell you guys straight away, there's going to be a little bit of a spoilers specifically for this quest. Nothing to do with story, nothing to do with the game, but just this quest itself. Reason being, if you want to find it on your own, don't watch this video. But in this video, I'm going to show you the step-by-step guide on how to actually find this quest, activate it, and then where to go to continue it, because the game doesn't actually give you any hints along the way on what you need to do. You just kind of have to figure it out for yourself, and I think that's pretty interesting. So let's get straight into it. So what makes this side quest so interesting is not only the deep lore, which we'll get into later in the video, but the idea that it actually does not appear on the map. In order to begin this quest, you actually have to find a badass enemy around the world, and he looks just like any other. Take him out and he will drop a bowl. This enemy is going to be located in Cuspid Climb in Terminus Range, at the bottom right side of Terminus Range. Here it is on the map, right over here. And the way you're going to get to it is you're going to come over here and you're going to see this skull right here. You're going to make your way on over and you're going to go into a cave system from this grappling hook. And the badass enemy will spawn up in here and you will have to take him out and he will drop a bowl. There he is there. Oh, he's frostbite. There's the bolt there. This is an Easter egg as well. What is that Easter egg to? You guys know what that is. That's Dark Souls Easter egg. So once you pick up the bolt, a side quest is going to start called Forgive Me. And you're going to have to find Zanzibar's final resting place. Well, what you will notice is there is actually no indication on your map where to actually go. You're just going to have to find it. This is a very interesting quest because it is one of, if not the only quest in the game that actually doesn't give you an indication of what you need to do. Now, what is interesting, this bolt does not appear in your echo logs under the dead bolts once you first collect it. So there's no way of really knowing exactly where to go. But if you read the text before picking it up, it says the ghastly remains of a once revered champion from a far off land. And if we kind of get an idea of where we are currently and what we see in this environment, we see a gigantic skeleton of a once gigantic being. So if we follow that up to the north side of the map, this is where spoilers are going to come in, because if you want to find it on your own, you can, but I'm going to show you guys where it is. The cave you're looking for is going to be on the top left side of Terminus Range. It's going to be in the Stone Blood Forest. It's located right here. Just going to make your way up. There's a grappling point. Now, upon picking up the bolt, there is going to be some dialogue from this specific champion. The lore of this side quest has many different Easter eggs in it that I'm still trying to find, and I have a bit of an idea of what to do. I just need to be lucky enough to find them. So I recommend pay attention to this side quest just through and through, because the story is absolutely amazing. There's something that I believe is another Easter egg off of this, is what this guy says during his dialogue at the end of the quest. I'm going to show you guys that bit of dialogue. Let me know what you guys think, and then I'm also going to play out his entire dialogue story. It's pretty long, but the quest objectives keep updating as you're listening to him, and it's funny what the developers have put on there, and you do get some bonuses if you listen to his entire story.
Why did Zanzibar embark? The answer is clear to anyone who has pored over reams of flavor text as I have.
For anyone who doesn't know or is new to the franchise, the red text at the bottom of weapons is considered flavor text, so there might be some hints in one of these guns that we find around the world. The lore of it is absolutely amazing, and the writing is super well done, so I'm going to let that play out. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like on it and subscribe for all Borderlands content. I'd love to have you in the community, and as always, stay happy, stay hyped, and good luck looting.
Eons ago, in the age of Argentas, there were first planted in the starry heart of Golestrian the seeds of the 9 sorrows. From each seed in turn, watered with the blood fire of Golestrian's searing veins, grew the first scions of the Ebon Grove. 9 roots of 9 trees grappled for supremacy in Golestrian's soil flesh. But in the end, it was Hollowbow, the empty ash, which emerged victorious. Of the 8 other sorrows, little is known, though it is said they lie nestled in the subterranean brambles of Hollowbow's roots to this day, writhing in hope of a new spring of bitterest darkness, visiting pains upon our world never before imagined.
Of course.
But of course you know this part of the tale already, as it was etched on the hilt of the blade of Turbinado. What that text leaves out is that Chrysanthus Widowmane, yes, the very same who cruelly wove the garland of the sun round Galestrian's pale crown, was present at the felling of ours. You see, after the Ebon Grove took root, Galestrian's Heartstar guttered to little more than an ember as Hollowbow devoured ever more of his light. Each spring, a fresh sapling of blackest ash rose from the rotten loam of Galestrian's carcass. And each autumn, a new leaf of sorrow trembled from the heavens to trouble our world. Each leaf manifesting a new suffering, heartache, mourning, hunger, FOMO. Endless were their number, and endless was our despair. Until there emerged a hero. Ah, you know of whom I speak. Zanzibart, echo of the first thunder. He who trained Chrysanthus to lend his voice to the longing choir in the forbidden harmonies of the Red Requiem. Stunned by the revelation, are you? Yes, it's writ plain on your face. For the longing choir and their number are well known, and Chrysanthus is not counted among them. Well, allow me to dispel your confusion, for you see, Chrysanthus was known by another name in those ages past. Xanthistrel.
I knew it!
Yes, Xanthistrel the Antiphon and Chrysanthus are one and the same. After Zanzibar's sacrifice destroyed Xanthistrel, he arose anew. Ah, but I'm straying far afield of the matter at hand. It was Zanzibar who trekked across the Shatterglass Plain, who navigated the Amber Labyrinth, who stared the withering Canoness down from her Celestine throne, to reach Galestrian's Barrow and the Ebon Grove within. And while the trials of Zanzibar are oft discussed, rarely do even the most wizened of sages ask, why? Why did Zanzibar embark? The answer is clear to anyone who has pored over reams of flavor text as I have. Chrysanthus, Xanthistrel, was Zanzibar's fiercest rival and dearest friend, as near to one another as their own shadows, and likewise as warped when darkness fell. As the leaves of the Ebon Grove piled all about, littering our fields with a litany of sorrows, Xanthistrel wove into the Red Requiem a hidden melody, a counterpoint to the doleful tones of all the world's anguish, and laced with a whisper of his very soul. When next the chapel chant voices of the longing choir rang out, it was too late. The music ensnared Zanzibar and compelled him to Xanthistrel's bidding. And it was then, with his new power, Xanthistrel took the name Chrysanthus. Chrysanthus bound Zanzibar in 7 soul-sworn oaths to halt the sorrows of Hollowbow by any means, ensuring that neither would ever know rest, whilst the oaths went unfulfilled. And so Zanzibar ventured onto his trials and reached the Ebon Grove, and there he failed. His blade found no purchase in Hollowbow's bark. Obdurate as castle stone and steel, the most ravenous fires had no appetite for the mercilessly bitter and cold wood, whose gelid sap transformed any lick of flame into hoarfrost in an instant. And so Zanzibar sought another path, saving our world while dooming us all. He dug into the sodden earth of the Ebon Grove, first by inches, then by miles, and then back to inches, and then cubits for a while, until he reached the tangle of the 9 sorrowful roots, of which only Hollowbow had full grown. And there, he tasted but a drop of the root sap of the other 8, savoring each sorrow in turn until he had the measure of them. And there, he discovered Nevergreen, the hemlocked gate. And Zanzibar wept, for his oath would soon be fulfilled. And though he would be free of Chrysanthus, his betrayer, so too would he be free of Xanthistrel, his beloved. With his tears, Zanzibar watered Nevergreen, nourishing it on the very sorrows that Hollowbow had strewn for ages. And Nevergreen grew, not to full strength, but enough to brew its insidious poison. For you see, Nevergreen bore the sorrow of stasis, of paralysis and petrification, of ceaseless torment. And though Hollowbow would never knowingly sip of Nevergreen's roots, its thirst for blood was boundless. Zanzibar ate from Nevergreen's wood, passing through the hemlocked gate into eternity, but not before opening his veins to the ravening roots of Hollowbow. Thus from Zanzibar's crimson cup did Hollowbow taste of Nevergreen's poison, and with it, a taste of the heady brew of betrayal. Even a drop of his heart wine was near enough to halt Hollowbow's passage through seasons entirely, such that never more has a single leaf fallen from its branches. Zanzibar's triumph was heralded far and wide, and he was hailed as a hero, and Chrysanthus lauded in his turn as his dearest friend, and consoled for his pain at Zanzibar's loss. Most thought him dead, though a scant few scholars suspected elsewise. And in a long-forgotten cave, Chrysanthus built a tomb in the hopes of one day finding his rest with his wearied companion. In the end, however, with Zanzibar preserved, Chrysanthus too was doomed to unending. Even after his body perished from this world, his spirit lingered on as a myrmidon, bound through the Red Requiem and Zanzibar's oaths. It was long said that, should he ever find his rest to join Zanzibar, their oaths would be fulfilled, and they might know a measure of peace at last. But until now, it was thought to be idle fancy and myth. Now you know the lard of it, and you would do well not to forget. Such lessons, hard as they are in their learning, are often harder still in repeating. Farewell, Blighted One, and may you never see another leaf fall. If you like my story, please leave a comment in the cupped ear of a sleeping pigeon on a moonless night.